Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Corporate Commander TFW, and I'm joined by my normal Toku friend. It's Mikey Wolfie3. Hello, Mikey.
Kamida.
You are no god, nor am I.
Kamida.
Navis Kamida. Navis Kamida.
No.
Navis Kamida.
No. I apologize to anyone who lives. I apologize to everyone who lives for Andy.
That won't stop me.
It'll only make me stronger.
Not even the grave will hold back my shame.
As if I put a really heavy stone on top of it.
Oh, it's just you here knocking from underneath. Please let me out to bring shame to the world.
Why did you turn into Stu?
I don't know.
That's it. He's trying to trick us. It's like, Stu, is that you? Yes.
Yes. You
Prove
never
it.
know.
Meow.
Meow, meow. There we go. There's a cat
in here too.
Yes.
Meow.
We're here though to talk about Transformers this week. Believe it or not. There's some news this week. Not as much as last week, obviously, because we're coming off the back of Toyfair.
Post-convention times.
Yes, and oddly enough, a sizable slab, not a massive slab, just a sizable slab of third-party news to come.
It's like getting those, not the big bars of dairy milk, but those sort of Milka-sized bars.
The what? The Milka?
I first heard of Milka in England. You must have heard of Milka.
No. That might be a dirty southerner thing.
Maybe they don't send it up north.
What is Milka?
It's an imported, really rich chocolate. Also comes in like the white chocolate, brown chocolate mix.
Oh, that's probably why I don't know, because I don't have none of that hoity-toity fucking chocolate. I have
like a euro in Tesco.
I definitely, yeah.
Hoity-toity chocolate in Tesco.
Yeah, foreign imported hoity-toity chocolate bullshit. My chocolate of choice is Galaxy. If I want to go hoity-toity foreign chocolate, I'll go for Lindl. But that's
Lindl.
Yeah, is that what it's called? You know the little rabbits?
Lind.
Yeah, Lindl.
Oh my god.
It's fucking Lindl. Good stuff.
They don't have education in his part of the world. I am so sorry. Or
no,
grammar.
we don't respect things from outside our country. That's
Everything's me included, and obviously given recent events. Although it's turned a little bit in our favor or my personal favor for travel, so that's good. Not to get into politics. But...
The rowing boats are back up and running, are they?
Yeah, my entire perspective on current events is how hard are you making it for me personally? You're making it less hard as it's going forward, so I'm happy.
We are sending emails directly to our PMs. Can you make this worse for my friend Mikey? Why?
Never heard of him. Showed a picture of me. Oh, that shit.
I understand. Let me help you. Let me help you fuck him. Right. Mikey, DNA Designs have shown us some stuff. The thing they showed us this week was the DK10 Studio Series Ironhide Upgrade Kit. So if you've got yourself an Ironhide from Studio Series, which is number 14 in the series, and you're like, I'd like him to have a bit more wowie sauce factoring to him, you can. This adds a new formidable bumper. Formidable bumper.
To where?
Foldable bumper. I like formidable. I was like, it can't be formidable. Foldable. There we go, that's better. A foldable bumper, that makes a lot more sense. And even more extra parts, like new feet with ankle articulation, 2 extra rifles. Are they rifles? No, I suppose they're rifles.
Yeah, they're I think they're from Dark of the Moon.
They must be, because I don't remember them from the first movie. I just remember as 2 big arm cannon-y malarkey doos. And he's also got 2 shivving knives. Knives for shivving. Yep. The new weapons can attach to the robot or the alt mode, and the removable of the original front bumper requires you to take out the metal pin. If I recall, removing metal pins usually isn't that easy, but maybe it's not too bad on this toy. I don't know. But the kit also includes a a pin puncher to
Read
help
the whole
you.
thing, Andy.
No,
Read it
no.
fast.
Practical pin puncher.
It was because you stopped yourself from fucking up, so that's
Yes.
the problem here. You had time to gather yourself.
Yes, my brain had moments to like go, what is this word? Duh. Eyes grow wide. Delay. A practical pin puncher. So, Mikey, these upgrades to Ironhide, what do you think of them? What do you think of a formidable bumper?
Did you say bunter?
I said bumper.
I think you said bunter.
You don't know what I said.
It's
It's one of those days for me today.
If I could see it on the toy, I don't know where this is. I'm looking. Is it the crotch, like just above his crotch?
I would assume it would have to be.
Are
Let's see if there are no vehicle mode pictures. Oh well, that's not very helpful.
So I'm assuming like
Does this fold up and go inside of his tummy, perhaps?
maybe? I'm just looking at his robot mode and I can't see anything unless it. I see it.
Whereabouts?
So it's in the middle of his chest.
The top of the middle of his chest.
Like middle, like where the two lights are, the two yellow lights.
Oh, it's that bit. Oh, okay.
See, I think that's it. The guns are cool. I like the gun designs.
Yes. I think they're better than his arm cannon things.
Yeah, I've never really been into the arm cannons, but I'm not into built-in guns on Transformers. I have to admit.
Nah. Do you remember, Mikey? The bullets are basically their toenails. Do you remember when that was a thing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They make the bullets within themselves to fire.
Yeah,
That was weird, wasn't it?
that's not a practical
No.
thing, especially when you're firing what I'm presuming are hundreds of bullets a minute.
Well, that would also mean like
You did.
what's his name? It's not Bulkhead from Dark of the Moon.
Oh my
Cup?
god.
Wasn't Cup, was
No.
it? Hound.
Hound. Yeah.
He would have a lot of bullets in him because
would
he was
be-
a big lad.
Yeah. Also, he'd be pretty skinny, pretty fast.
Oh, that would have been great if, as he was using up his ammo, he's just like shrinking.
That would be interesting. But yeah, I said this back in 2007. I don't think it's practical to have weapons that shoot your blood at people.
Or toenails.
Or
I always
toenails.
like the idea of toenails because it's gross.
You kind of need those to live.
What, your toenails?
Oh, they're there for a reason.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting you pull off your living toenails just when they extend too far. Otherwise, you get to be like the guy.
Load them into a cannon and shoot them at your enemies.
If it kills someone.
The feet. If you hadn't told me they were different, I wouldn't have realized.
It's got an ankle tilt though, so that's
is
definitely a
nice.
plus.
I just don't know if that was a big thing because I haven't even handled the Studio Series Voyager, Ironhide. I don't know if that's a big demand.
I guess it depends how stable he was without them. If he could still get poses without the ankle tilts,
Yeah.
all right, fair enough. But the ankle tilts will definitely help for just how poses look in general, I would imagine, and open up options for new stuff. So
Maybe.
it's always a benefit. It's always a plus.
I wonder if this is to make him a bit more appealing in the light of how much people are iffy on the masterpiece.
Oh, of Ironhide.
Mm.
Did he get a bad reception? Did he?
Very mixed from what I was seeing. The
Well,
now thing is cars in movie masterpiece will work, trucks will not, is the general consensus. Because people are not happy with Optimus and Ironhide, but they like Bumblebees, the Bumblebees rather, and Barricade.
Okay.
So, God only knows what's going to happen with Megatron.
Which one?
The new one, the movie one. Can we
Well,
all accept the fact he doesn't transform?
I mean, I was going to say he doesn't transform into anything, so he should be fine.
I saw people going like, oh my god, it's so amazing, the engineering to get him into that jet mode. That's not a jet mode. That's a robot with his arm sticking out.
It's a mode, though, you know. I wouldn't say it's
mode of
amazing.
shame.
I wouldn't say, from how it looks, maybe it'd have some nice engineering in that, but
I'm sure
I can't tell. But
I'm not going to say it doesn't, but I am going to say let's all say it for what it is.
you know what it reminds me of? It definitely reminds
It's a
me
flying
of
groin.
when I wanted to transform my Action Master Shockwave. I bent his knees. I did him like spread eagle, so his legs were out, and then I put like his gun arm forward, and I was like, it's a jet. That's kind of how that movie Megatron 1 design feels to me.
Or a boomerang.
Yeah, I could see that. A bit of a boomerang action, yeah.
Shockwave, he always comes back.
Aye, he got that.
How into the DNA kit are you, Andy?
Well, this is a problem as always. It's because I'm not desperately into the toy to begin with, so it's hard to say. If I was more into the toy, I feel I would have a stronger opinion on this, obviously, because I'd be like, okay, I'm all in, all out. The ankle tilts, like I say, are an improvement. The guns are neat. I'm not sure how necessary they are, and shanking knives are always a plus. It doesn't look like a bad figure, and if you're definitely into Ironhide, I'd say, yeah, go for it. Why not make him even better? You know? I also noticed that the guns have little ports on the side of them. I can't really tell what they're for, though.
Maybe you combine them?
The guns, or do you think you can stick the knives onto them?
Oh, yeah, the knives. That must be the knives.
Actually, you might be right. You might be right. It might stick in... those things might be used for the vehicle mode, and that's how you plug them onto the vehicle mode?
Yeah, maybe. I'm just looking, because the knives go on his sides.
Yes.
You know, he can store them on his back. That's what it is. Look, the last picture there.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Because if these are the guns I think they are, there is a scene where he does that, so...
You know what would be handy?
Mm-hmm.
Picture of his vehicle mode with his stuff on.
You're crazy, Andy.
I am. They call me Crazy Andy
You're
down at the
for
docks.
marshmallow clouds.
I mean, that wouldn't be terrible. Unless Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball happens, because that went down quickly. Bad stuff happened very quickly. There was a monkey named Steve.
Trust not the monkey.
No, he had a bandana. Mikey, do you want to take us on to more movie third-party news?
Yeah, Zeta Toys, them of the new line of transforming action figures of movie characters, have revealed a grey prototype of their Zeta Toys Zeta VZV01. Pioneer, that is a terrible name. Which is a movie accurate version of Bumblebee.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we don't have any alt mode pictures, but going by the kibble and the legs, I'm presuming he does transform.
Okay, I wasn't sure because from the images I was like, "Oh no, is this an Action Master?"
Don't be that. No one likes that guy, Andy. I'm just looking at like the back. I can see what looks like gaps and stuff that I wouldn't expect to see in a non-transforming figure.
Yeah, specifically the back of his shins, right?
Yeah. But yeah, so this is a Bumblebee. He comes like the big thing here. He has no visible door wings. Just like, yeah, good, but I think that's the least interesting thing to point out. So yeah, it's based on the movie model, comes with a mask, a hammer, because that's now associated with Bumblebee.
Did he use a hammer in the movie?
No, but in the original concept art, he was going to.
Oh, okay.
And he does use a hammer in Last Night.
Oh, fair enough.
He also comes with 2 knives and a gun arm. I'm very interested to see what this looks like. The only other option you have really for an accurate Bumblebee right now is the 3A1, I believe. And that is a pricey little piece of engineering. It's about $150.
Sounds about right, yeah.
So if these guys can come in under it, it'll be a nice option if you want to get this character without paying through the nose. One thing I will say, did you see the Photoshop someone did during the week?
Of this?
No, of Bumblebee, but it's Bumblebee done up as Waspinator.
I don't know. No, I don't think I did.
Because basically all they do is turn him green, turn the chest lights grey.
Oh, and they have his battle mask on. No, I think I have seen that.
Yeah, and I'm talking about that because I was looking at just like, oh my god, that's perfect.
Well, that sounds like a simple repaint for the future, right?
Movie Wasp. We can all have it. That wonderful story of Bumblebee breaking an otherwise dedicated soldier.
Yeah, an innocent bot.
Making him a monster.
Do you remember when people said Bumblebee in there animated was a good guy?
And we were all just there like,
No. No.
And then like Bulkhead, what was Bulkhead's line? Hey, you may not have been a monster, but you were never a nice guy. That deserves a prison sentence.
The justification. Innocent bot sent into insanity. Never mind.
Yay, and yeah.
You're a jerk.
Andy.
Yes.
What do you think of this Bumblebee?
Not too bad. My only recommendation is because this is the first really, of the third-party Bumblebee movie Bumblebees, maybe wait. And I only say that because it's really hard to follow trends, but you never know. This might start a trend of let's get out Bumblebee versions of the Bumblebee character. And it might not be a great idea to jump on this straight away, as a better one might be coming out. Though it might not. I guess this comes down to how badly do you want that Bumblebee design. I think this does a fairly good representation of how it looks. I definitely prefer him with the battle mask rather than his face as it is. Looking forward to seeing how it transforms and how it looks coloured up as well, because it looks fairly solid. Do we know how tall it is? Or how big?
Not yet, I believe. But if they're going masterpiece scale?
18 centimeters tall, apparently.
18 centimeters, so he's not huge.
No, with die-cast parts. So yeah.
That Digibash I mentioned is in the thread. As well as some rather interesting responses when people suggested, oh my god, can you imagine if they redid this into Bumblebee? Or into Waspinator?
Like, imagine if they did this Bumblebee into Bumblebee.
There was, like... I did not expect these responses, I won't lie. I kind of expect, if you said that to me, I'd go like, could you make it work? Yeah, do it. The responses here. I hate Hashtag's habit of repainting characters and trying to pass it off as a completely different character. Bad enough in the 80s with the Jets and the Datsuns. Now they repurpose the figure into one that had nothing to do with it. Really pisses me off.
It was bad enough that they did it in the 80s when they were bringing over a line specifically only from Japan.
I would think less of Zeta as a company if they resorted to this tactic.
It costs a lot for these third-party companies to make stuff, so...
Zeta Toys, if you do this, I will give you a child. Not one of ours, obviously. I will find a child and send it to you.
I mean, neither of us... Well, I don't have a child, and you don't have your own child. As far as I know.
But I do have a child within grabbing distance.
You do have one close by.
So, do this because I now want to piss that individual off. And also I think it would look cool. But
it does look neat. If they did it, I would like them to obviously redo the head to be a bit more Waspinator-y.
Yeah.
And then you could have the battle mask for the toy version, and then you could have a more cartoon, CG animated show version. That'd be neat. Yeah, that's all I'd need. That's all I'd need. I'd be like, all right, cool. At least they didn't get Action Master comments, so that's something.
I'm sure.
All in time.
There always is. Andy, do you want to take us on?
Yes, I'll take the next two as well. For one, they're both very similar, and they also both come from the same place. This comes from the Shockwave Lab, the SL-43 and 44 kits, which are LED upgrades for Trypticon from Titan's Return, and also you can get 44, which is for the movie masterpiece Barricade, which is MPM05. So if you've ever looked at your nipples on your Barricade and you thought, man, I wish those lighted up or lit up, you can do that. And if you've looked at Trypticon and you're like, man, I'd like him to have some hot lights in his mouth and or boobs, well, you can do that too. Have you looked at these figures, Mikey, and decided that they need light upgrades? Because this is not... I mean, this is a feature that we used to get light up things more frequently, but they seem to phase that out. And granted, it's not like a feature that I'm super sad to see go. I'm sad to see light piping go, but I'm not super sad to see just LED lights in general to go. But is this something that, if you had a toy, or for the toys you had, would tempt you? If they did a light up gimmick for your favorite figure that you currently own, would you want to buy that?
Not really.
No, I don't think I would either.
Light up features, they're always interesting, and if they got like an interesting sound effect or something with it, that's fun. But they are probably the thing about a figure you will engage with the least.
You'll engage with it the first time you play with it.
Yeah.
And then probably never again.
Maybe if you're someone who picks up toys often enough as well.
Yes, yeah, that's true enough. Yeah.
But it's not, for a lot of collectors, they're going to be on the shelf. You can't leave them on all the time because the battery will wear down.
Yes, and you can't leave the batteries in, otherwise they'll pop and then you'll get acid everywhere.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things where I can't... For me, there's no point. Now, for a lot of people, they're cool, but one thing I'm always aware with electronic toys is that they do add to the price.
Sure.
So I'm always kind of like, do I need this? So, I don't know. I wouldn't be up for it. I'm sure lots of people are. Because if you're into photography, I think it would be great.
Yeah.
If you're somebody who likes taking photos of your toys and everything else, especially if you know a few tricks with lighting and everything else, I think Triptychon lit up could be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just not me. So, I mean, Andy, are you edit and take images of things sometimes?
I sometimes do. I'm known for this, sort of.
I mean, what if
yes,
you didn't have to have an external light? You could light themselves.
You'd probably still, depending on the kind of shot you were going for, you'd still probably need an external lighting source.
But he could light himself.
Somewhat. He could somewhat light himself to a very minor degree. Here's the thing. If these are very, very cheap, because I can't, from a cost kind of way, these can't be that expensive, because you can make an LED kit fairly cheap. The most expensive part will probably be, the molding to make the casing and the engineering that they had to put in place to make the bits of plastic to make sure it fit in everywhere. That's probably the most expensive part to making this. So I would hope that these are not generally expensive being sold, but maybe they will be. If they're cheap enough, cool. That's fine. I think for a very small amount of people who may or may not want this, it'll be a nice little extra. But I don't see this being as big of a sell as, say, the Zeta Toys Bumblebee, for instance, or even the DNA upgrade kit for Ironhide. I imagine this would be much lower on the, hype train, I guess.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah. But never mind, additions to figures, upgrades to figures are always good, even if they're not the most mind-blowing thing you could ever hope for. Little bonuses here and there, little ticks.
Yeah.
Mikey, do you want to take us on?
Yeah. So, I'll take one that it's not on the list, but I meant to include it one way or the other. So the Mazinger crossover, that is out in a few weeks. You can get it, pre-orders are up on Amazon, and we're getting some images. First of all, we've got cover images. These are from 2 retail exclusive covers, so depending on who you buy from, you'll get one of these covers. I think there's going to be 6 in total. One is a sort of group shot with Mazinger and some of the Transformers, most of which seems to be taken from the Dreamwave Mord Meets the Eye annual in terms of design and posing and everything else. Or Mord Meets the Eye character book. Grimlock especially. That kind of leaps out at me. Also, Optimus's weird arm. Have you seen the weird arm, Andy?
I don't think I have, actually.
Hang on, I don't know. In case you don't have the news story, he's holding... the way his arm works in this shot is just kind of mind-boggling to me.
In a good way?
No, I would say this is the weaker cover.
Oh. Okay. That's a shame. I was hoping you were going to say, it's amazing.
It's amazeballs.
All right, let's have a look at this. What do you send me? Send me some dirty, dirty porn, I'm sure. Come on. Work, please, Mr. Link. Here it is. Whereabouts is the weird arm?
First picture as you scroll down.
Yeah, that's... Is his arm, has his forearm been, broken and twisted round?
I don't know. Also, what's up with Mazinger? He suddenly has, scapula.
He does have a slightly massive chest.
Yeah.
Also, Skywarp is the wrong color.
Yeah. And, Thundercracker doesn't have a dog, but that's always going to be a problem.
And Devastator has actually a very tiny face.
Yeah.
There are certainly some things here that the proportion-wise just don't quite work, and I'm not sure if they're deliberately done like that, or if it's an accidental thing. The colours are spot on for an old-school retro look, though.
Oh, yeah. The art is done by Ken Nimba, who I'm not familiar with.
Okay.
The next image I think is way the hell better. It's by Yuki Onisha. Onisha, is that it?
That is much better.
Yuki Oshima. So this is using the Bumblebee and Optimus Masterpiece designs.
Oh.
And I think Megatron as well. And Optimus has rocket feet.
Yeah, that's neat, I guess.
But I really I like the composition of this shot, and Baron Azura's in the background.
Whereabouts Baron Azura?
Look at the sky.
Oh, there it is. Yep, I see the eyes.
Yeah.
It really gives you the scale of how small Prime is versus Mazinger.
And we've got a couple of Mazinger robots in the background.
Yes.
Borat and Aphrodite A, I think they are. What are they?
I can't remember the names. I just remember
Aphrodite A and Boss Borat.
I just remember the boss dude was kind of a bully and then turned into a comical friend.
Yep, I think he may have invented that entire subgenre.
Oh.
Because, this is like old. This is old school.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just after realizing Mazinger is mid-Rocket Punch.
Oh, so he is, yeah. Oh, no, Prime.
Move!
Oh, no. Be happy he's not Shin Mazinger and can't transform into a giant fist, otherwise they'd all be dead.
I was thinking, I said that somewhere, and someone said, yeah, he could attach to Fort Max. I was like, shit, it's cool.
I'm not sure Fort Max is big enough, though, is he? Because Mazinger is, clearly...
Well, Mazinger's, not that tall for a super robot.
Is he not? Because he's clearly taller than Prime, at least in these images.
But, Prime's, between his knee and his thigh.
Yeah, and Prime's 30 foot tall, I think.
Yeah,
give or take.
I saw a scale chart recently, and Mazinger is actually if you look at it into the terms of human beings, Mazinger's 5'2", 5'4".
Oh, really? Okay.
Gao Gaigar is a 6 foot guy, and then you're into just the crazy people, but the crazy freaks. But yeah, so Mazinger's not that tall.
Oh, fair enough.
And Majin Kaiser's taller.
Which one's Majin Kaiser?
The one that came out with all he's got
is that the one that points and lightning comes out of his finger?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's got bladed arms and stuff like that. He looks more modern.
Okay.
Came out in 1999. Because I've got that DVD around here somewhere.
I don't think I'm thinking of. I think I'm thinking of Great Majin Kaiser or something.
No, Majin Kaiser's skull is based off of Majin Kaiser.
Okay, yeah, that wasn't.
So,
yeah.
But basically, take Skull and sort of tone him back 5 degrees. But yeah,
make him less of a fucking edgelord.
Yeah, the artist for this one, apparently he works on the masterpiece designs.
Oh, neat. Okay.
Yeah. And I've had to talk about this more in the last few weeks than I have, I think, in my entire life. But please direct your eyes towards Aphrodite A.
Yes.
You may notice there seems to be a bit of emphasis on detail.
Yes, she's a shapely robot lady.
With certain emphasized things that would probably make the breast missiles a bit more painful than they would be otherwise.
Yes.
Yeah. She has missile nipples, for one
yep.
term. So, obviously this caused conversation again.
Oh dear. Yeah. I have a feeling I know where this conversation is leading me.
Well, for one, I stumbled upon an entire line of Mazinger toys that I didn't know about.
Oh, okay.
Which is the female robots.
Okay.
That were originated from a dimension diver, I believe it's called. And
is that the line, sorry?
That's the line. Let's just say they took an interesting turn on the lady robots.
Huh.
So think the Gao Gaigar garage kits.
Oh, yes.
But more.
Okay.
With basically... Yeah. Yeah. So no one looked that up. Trust me on this. You can buy them if you want them. I don't know why you want them, but... there's also been some preview pages from the internals, and also I went on to that because someone was going on Sakamoto, don't want him in this, his filth. Oh, well, if he's drawing this, maybe he'll tone it back. And I was just like, you have no concept of who is working on this book, let alone who created Mazinger.
To be so young and innocent.
What's
and
it
not
like?
know things.
Yeah, you think Sakamoto is as raunchy as it gets. You stay there. You're happier there.
Bless you.
Bless you, innocent flower.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've no idea.
You don't know. You know nothing.
Some preview pages came out which have confirmed a couple of the fights. So we're going to have Grimlock versus Boz Borrowed. And Mazinger will fight Devastator at some point.
All right.
Which makes sense because I think Devastator should be about as big as him. But yeah, so 2 weeks pre-orders are up if you want them. A lot of people are getting it off of Amazon Japan. Hopefully there'll be a translation of this out. I would also say, guys, please temper your expectations in terms of the actual writing quality, because this is a crossover manga probably done to promote something.
Yes.
There'll probably be a Mazinger version of MP44 or whatever it is. So don't go in there expecting the greatest writing experience.
Sure.
Hope
I think that's fair
action.
to say.
Yeah. Anything you want to add to this giant robot spectacle?
I don't think so.
I want more of these, by the way, I should say. More giant robot crossovers. I'm amazed we haven't had more. And if we're getting Ghostbusters, we can have giant robots.
I think it's because, like, in Japan, obviously Transformers is really kind of viewed as a really little kiddie show.
Which is actually very understandable considering that the original shows they've done have been very, very, like, I would say younger than Sentai skewed in some places.
Yeah.
Like, and, like, for anyone that likes Sentai, we can say there's, like, dark and troubled stuff in there or whatever, and there is sometimes. But it is very much aware of its way more in its target audience's comfort zone than Rider is at times.
Yeah. Kamen Rider just goes, eh.
Kamen Rider assumes that children can take it. Broadly speaking.
It sometimes feels like they know that adults watch the show as well. But I don't know if I entirely believe that when I say it.
Andy, would the figure arts line exist if they didn't?
Sometimes kids have money to burn.
And no safety standards.
Let me throw this toy at my child friend. Oh no, they're bleeding.
Oh no, I've handed him Fang Joker, and his hands are bleeding now.
He has no fingers.
Yep, don't handle that toy if you're not ready, by the way, guys. Seriously.
You are not prepared.
Hit True Blood.
Didn't they redo that, most of the double line?
Yeah, it's all been redone except for Extreme, I believe.
So is Fang Joker less pointy?
Well, it's supposed to be more show accurate, so it'll probably be more pointy.
More pointy, oh dear, okay.
But, yeah. Anyway, I would love to see more of these crossovers, but we'll see what happens. Andy, take us on.
Sure, I'll take us on to a little news story that kind of popped up while we were talking. I'll just send this to Mikey so you can have some reference material. This, if it hadn't have popped up just as we were doing the podcast, would have gone in the crappy corner.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
Yeah, this was the officially licensed Transformers building blocks found at Toys R Us in the Philippines. This was also mentioned to us on Twitter.
Yes, that's where I saw it.
Who was this mentioned by? I don't think it was mentioned to you, but not to me. So
yeah, it was sent to the Moonbase, the Moonbus.
So if you find that at some while I talk about this, then we can credit
it's not loading for me. So hang on.
Oh no. Well, let me tell you about this, Mikey. It's a made by Play Kit. It's made by Play Kits Philippines.
Yay!
This is a generic 42-piece brick building block set that includes some Transformers themed stickers and 5 put characters with standees.
Okay.
That wasn't my fault, I'm sure. It says and 5 and then put
generator G1.
Thank you, generator G1. Put characters with standees, which I think translates to stickers that go on little card standees. They're in the evergreen designs, and you get Optimus Prime, Megatron, Grimlock, Starscream, and Bumblebee. And this is 329.75 Philippine pesos, or an economic $6.34. So, Mikey, I want you to tell me what you think of this basic ass building block set.
I think this is lazy.
I do not understand it at all.
I understand it because it's like, hey kids, you like building blocks, you like Transformers, what if you got Transformers on a box for building blocks? They have nothing to do with each other, and in no way does this block turn into a Transformer, but you should buy it because we don't have Creo anymore.
That's the thing, it really doesn't have anything to do. They're two separate products stuck together because the standees are not on bases that stick onto the Lego building block pieces.
Yeah.
And the building block pieces, you get 12 2x2s, I think, or 1x2. I can't remember. They're flat square with 4 nubs on. There's 6 4x2s, I'm going to call them. There's 6 1x4s, 6 1x2s, 6 slopey pieces, and 6 little square 1 pieces. And it doesn't show what you can make them into. It comes with some stickers as well, which are an Optimus head, a Bumblebee head, a Megatron head. You get some insignias. You get an 8 and a 4. You get Optimus Prime as a word. You get Megatron as a word, Transformers as a word, and Bumblebee as a word. It looks like someone threw up into a party mix bag that you used to get at like little kids' parties, which just have nonsense in them. And I do not understand this. It's cheap though, so that's something. Right?
Yay?
Yeah?
Yay.
Any thoughts, Mikey? More
Yay.
thoughts. Okay, yeah. It's not knockoff either. It's officially licensed,
Yay.
which makes it weirder.
Oh, it does.
I do not know. I do not understand, because these pieces, granted, I am judging them from the picture on the box and not the actual product that's inside of the box, but they seem to be lesser than Creo stuff. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm being too harsh, and when you get them out of the box, they're actually really good quality.
They look fairly poor.
They do not look great. But, yeah. Very strange bit of news. Very strange product to be shunting out. I wonder if America will get this, or when they'll get it. But hey, trash, garbage.
Trash.
Sometimes it happens. Mikey, why don't you take us on?
Yeah, we've got a prototype up there for Ultimetal UM03 Megatron. So this was first announced in 2014, and then it disappeared.
That's right, yeah, we haven't heard about this for ages.
Yeah. So Ultimetal did an Optimus, where you could sort of remove bits and you could see inside him and be really creeped out. Which was really cool, actually. I loved it. They have got a whole line. They've also got a Mazinger. But it was quite on the expensive side. They then repainted that into Magnus, but we heard about this guy and then he sort of disappeared. Well, at the event, C3AFA 2019, basically this toy appeared out of nowhere. This seems to be the final version. Diecast parts, premium materials, and, quote, metallic finish.
How much chrome is he, Mikey?
I want to know how much toy he is. So he's
1%.
going to be about 17 inches. I don't think he has the internal gimmick, but he might. Like I said, it's been years since I've even thought about this toy. He's next to... I think he's next to a Tetsujin.
Yes, but a slim Tetsujin. A Tetsujin who went to Fat Camp.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Tetsujin to know, like, is there a version of Tetsujin where he's, like, buff?
I don't think so, but he also... I can't remember offhand, but he looks like he has Mazinger-styled legs, and I'm not sure if that's just the style that they had at the time, but he definitely was always a fat little robot, and this is not a little fatty, so I'm not happy about that. He should be a little chunky boy who you meant to love.
But yeah, so Megatron, like, the sculpt looks good. That looks like a solid sculpt.
I don't know about the head. I don't want to guarantee the head
I
because
can't
it's too
even
hard to tell.
see the head.
Yes, exactly.
I have seen toys chromed. I have seen toys with shiny paint. I've never seen a toy that I genuinely believe could be used as a mirror before.
Yes.
He is slathered in the stuff. And I cannot say it's for the better. I can see in my mind's eye the meeting where someone came up with this, and I can follow the logic they must have had. But someone needed to be there who had eyes.
Well, they did. They just went blind after and had to be sent to hospital.
Then no one could say no. Oh no. I like the sculpt. It looks like a solid sculpt, and I hear very good things about the Ultimetal series.
Oh, that's good.
And if I had the money, I would get that Optimus, because I just think it's a cool image, having him half and half.
Would you get Megatron?
I'd probably get Mazinger first.
It's weird.
Thing is, we do know what Megatron's internals are supposed to look like.
According to which thing? According to fiction, or according to the Super 7 in a robot thingy?
Well, the Super 7 thing's based off of the movie.
It's not based off of the Beast Wars stuff, though, which was weird.
True, but it is based off of the 86 movie. And
okay.
Most people who are very casually aware of Transformers don't know any G1 character showed up in Beast Wars. So
that's true. That's true.
I don't know. I want to be positive about this because I do like that sculpt. But the fact, like you said, I can't comment on the head. Why? Because I can't see directly into it.
Yeah, the glare from the light slightly shrouds the face in a glorious blinding light.
Really hope there's a less shiny version.
Yeah, maybe this is a special edition and there's a matte version.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
like you, it looks like a pretty solid-looking Megatron from what is actually visible. I would also I don't know if Chrome technology has improved, but usually with Chrome toys, you do have the problem of when you touch it, there is a giant U mark left on it.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things where if the police wanted to come around and get fingerprints, they'd just see your Megatron and be like, well, we're going to take this with us because he's covered. Finger marks everywhere.
Yep.
So I don't know how easy it is to... If this is, like, really easy to clean the fingerprints off them now, or it repels fingerprints. But, yeah...
It has a force
it's
seal.
Interesting. That'd be nice. That'd be neat. It's interesting. It's different. I don't think it was the right choice, but like you can see a logical progression in a conversation to say, hey, wouldn't this stand out? Wouldn't this be very eye-catching? And it is. It certainly is. But maybe not in a great way.
Yeah.
Maybe. So I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Take us on, I think.
Mikey, have I told you about advertising in 2019?
No, but you did keep on, like, interrupting conversations to have a 30-second ad, but you kept on saying I could skip it after 5.
What?
Your YouTube video. I'm saying your YouTube video.
Yay! Yes, this is not actually a YouTube video, but on the Goldbergs, which is a ABC show, which is based in the 80s, with a kid called Adam Goldberg. For some reason, the Ecto 1, the special edition Ecto 1 that we talked about last week, which was based off the Hotspot mold, was featured in the episode. We have the statement here, or the little comment here done by the news thing. In a very original product placement... Okay.
I have an eyebrow raised.
As do I. Ecto 1 has been held by Adam Goldberg, played by Sean. I'm not going to say his last name. He's fine. He doesn't listen to the show. Yeah, Mr. Sean. Mr. Sean. And we can see the toy in robot mode and vehicle mode. The Goldbergs is a series, blah, 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 nonsense. So he goes on and talks about the toy in a very small little clip, which seems really out of place. And I don't understand why, because that's a very new-looking toy set in the 80s.
That's a toy that you do not use for authenticity. I'm not even sure would that even convince people it was being made?
That's the thing. I don't know.
Because it's coming to GameStop, so presumably it's sort of like, hey guys, keep an eye out. Maybe you can buy this, but this is a show set in the 80s, so maybe suddenly. People are going like, oh, could I buy this in the 80s? Oh, well, I don't know. Also, if toys had that kind of articulation in the 80s, we'd all have been better off.
Maybe, or worse, I don't know.
Maybe. So Hasbro paid the show to do this?
So, one would assume. It would be weird if they didn't, and they just did it for the sake of it. What was people's reactions to this? I'm just scrolling. You mean the Transformer fans rather than the general public? Because I think like you, the general public wouldn't assume that this is an actual thing. They would have thought, oh, that was a toy from the 80s. I don't remember that. That was pretty neat.
I'd be surprised that they even registered it, to be honest.
Yeah, probably.
Awesome, funny show. They had an episode trying to retcon the death of Optimus Prime.
They did. Yeah, it was a fun one.
I haven't seen the Goldbergs, but what?
Basically, Adam is a young filmmaker, and he basically dresses his grandpa up as Optimus Prime with boxes and tries to run him over with the car or something like that. So Optimus doesn't die because, the joke is Optimus died and it scarred a load of children, so it happens on the show, and he's like, Optimus Prime can't die, let's refilm it. So that's what they do.
Apparently they kept it pose brick style. Good attention to detail.
Pose brick style. Oh, you mean straight arms and straight legs? Yeah. I'm not sure that works, but okie dokie.
I'm confused.
Yeah. I haven't seen the actual clip of the show. I just know of the images and the horrifying image of Adam Goldberg holding the toy with a nightmare face. He is a normal-looking child, but my God, when they freeze frame on his face like that, Jesus Christ, it's creepy.
Who are you gonna call?
Like, imagine you just, replace the Ghostbuster car there with, a knife? Or, a severed head held by the hair? It's concerning.
A dead dog?
Yeah, it's something like that. It's worrying. It's worrying. What do you think of this then, Mikey? As
Harmless.
random advertising.
You know what? Random is a good way of putting it. I don't know. I
You want to
suppose
see
this
more
one.
of this?
The thing is, will this make people double take? Because presumably he's in alt mode in the boxes. So will people double take at an Ecto 1 in the box? I don't know.
I don't think people will notice or register unless it specifically says at the end of the episode or at somewhere in the episode, this is available at GameStop. Go to your local GameStop to buy this toy.
Maybe that's why, like, it wasn't a freeze frame. It's just like the episode just stops there and then advertising across the front of it. Coming soon, Hasbro Pulse.
Yeah, maybe. Bizarre.
5-issue comic book. Whoa.
I hope they don't do more of this. If they do this again, it would need to be done a long time into the future. Don't make this like a regular thing.
Masterpiece
and I don't think they would.
Redog.
Oh god.
Masterpiece 44 Optimus Prime. Yes, you totally had this toy as a child.
Remember it? I do not. I do not.
The arms aren't moving, so it's authentic.
Woo!
But the arms could move in Optimus Prime. Get that one.
Throw him through the windows.
But no, I know it's harmless. I always find it a little distracting when shows do stuff like this. It's just like, okay. I also find it distracting when shows sort of retroactively start commenting on how things were in another time.
Yeah.
Like when Wreck-It Ralph 2 did the whole "Are the princesses suffering from Stockholm syndrome" or something.
I never saw Wreck-It Ralph 2 because I did not like Wreck-It Ralph 1.
One, technically Stockholm syndrome probably doesn't exist.
Okay.
It's probably a very bad misdiagnosis that's gotten popular culture attention because it can be used for narrative purposes. 2, it's much nastier than any of you think it is, so no, none of the Disney princesses have it. And 3, why can't we just enjoy the movies for what they were?
Never!
Because, I'm just saying, Belle was definitely the one in charge of that relationship with the Beast.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's just a spoiled child, and she puts the boot in him quite often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and if it's the live-action version, Emma Watson poorly sings at him and makes him change through painful song.
Why is he worse in that movie than he ever was in the original?
Because that's how he always was.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Wasn't he?
No, because he was a very traumatized person who had a temper problem but never actually did anything wrong.
No, he was just an asshole.
A girl. But who tried, he tried, Andy. New one doesn't try, he's just a shit.
Nope.
And he looks like the devil.
Yes, yeah. The Ron Perlman version was
Satan?
better.
Like, if there's Stockholm Syndrome, Emma Watson has it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there's a scene in that movie where they're complaining about girls reading that felt very strange.
Mm.
Also,
they also have a book where they can teleport anywhere.
What? Behold our gay character, who we know he's gay because he danced with a man for 5 seconds and is an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Which apparently got lots of people in the LGBT community very pissed.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, Goldbergs, do what you need to do, but don't overdo it.
Yes.
So will I take some?
Yes, please do, Mr. Mikey.
We've got some Siege news via web listings from cmdstore.ca. We have shed some light on potential upcoming products. So we've gotten product lists, rumors, everything else for 3 figures, none of which have been officially announced, one of which has already been hinted at.
Oh.
So first off, we have Deluxe Barricade listed, who we've seen pictures of a black prowl with a Decepticon sticker before. In artwork, not official toy pictures.
I wonder how that would look, because if it is just a redo of Prowl but with a new head, that could be okay.
I think it could work, but I definitely want the new head. I think if it's just a black Prowl, I'm just going to say,
no,
like, that's Prowl.
But they're going to Seeker him.
Yeah.
Maybe give him a mustache.
Oh my god, no, actually, you're making it good.
They won't do
Prowl,
that, though.
Is that you? No. I am...
Senor Prowl.
Senor. Run. Senor Stalk.
Senor Stalk.
I am Bloodstalk. Isn't it Stark?
Shh.
Dog.
Sleep.
But we also have Voyager 8 Face.
Yes.
And Leader Astrotrain. Yeah. Like Astrotrain's probably like more curiosity for me. And
Yeah, because
Barricade's
how are they going to do Astro Train? Is he going to be following the formula of all the other current leaders, as in a Voyager size figure, but then with armor on? Because does that mean he only turns into one vehicle, but the adding on the armor pieces will turn him into the other vehicle?
I wonder if he's just going to be like, do you know what? In all honesty, I think that armor gimmick's probably going to go away.
Do you?
I have a strong suspicion, if I'm honest.
Okay.
Just because I don't think they can keep doing it. Like, there aren't enough characters like Ultra Magnus.
No. Well,
and
Shockwave.
Shockwave, like, okay, so we can do a character armor, or we can do random stuff, thrown onto a guy. Now, I prefer the guy with random stuff.
Yes.
I think it looks way better. But I know a lot of people don't. So
people.
I could see, like, after stuff like Galaxy Optimus and everything else. But Voyager 8 Face, kind of the big one here for me.
How do you think they're going to do him? Do you think they're going to do him G1, G1-y, or do you think they're going to go down the Siege route and have a weird, like, not G1, but very slightly G1 look to him?
Looking at Skyfire, I think he'll be the G1 as G1. He'll look like he did in the cartoon.
Yeah, I would hope so.
He'll be a triple changer anyway. I would be very surprised if he's not. But
well, since we've got Springer, I think it would be weird to not do him as a triple changer.
Yeah, and they have said they will bring back other gimmicks, so he'll definitely be a headmaster.
Good.
I think basically you're going to get the original toy with better joints.
I can tell you this straight off the bat what I hope for. I hope he doesn't have the toy ape hands for the ape mode, where they're just like little hooks. Claws. Yeah, little hooks. Because that never looked good. And I hope they somehow fix the proportions. Like, I'd be interested to see how that dude transforms. As long as they don't just do the G1 transformation.
What if they do? Like, what if we play our cards possibly safe and say what they're going to do is, here's the design you had as a child, but here's extra joints so he's more posable.
I mean, I'd deal with it, because, I mean, the only other ape face we've got is the Headmaster, the Titan Master, on his own. So, I'd cope. And I think it's fair to say that we'll probably get Snapdragon as well at some point.
I would be very surprised, because they're all about doing their complete teams, and doing one horror con is very odd.
Yeah, especially since there's literally only 2 of them.
I have nothing else to add. Andy, any further?
I think I finally have a Transformer potentially that I could be interested in the future, which is nice.
Yeah.
That's all I've got. So
good to feel like a real boy again.
Well, close enough. Mikey, let me take us on to the most common piece of news that we've been talking about for months and months now, which is yet even more guests for TFCon LA. There are 4 more. I only sent you 3, Mr. Mikey, but another one popped up during the recording. Yes, I bet you did. I'm surprised you didn't squee. I imagine it's only you did not squee because you can't actually go to the show. So
yeah, there is that.
We're going to kick off with David Kay, who is, of course, Beast Wars Megatron and Optimus Prime in animated, and he's also done some minor voices in other shows as well. Like, he was one of the Stunticon dudes in R.I.D.
Yes, he was. And
the one that wasn't a Stunticon. Yes, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. So
and
Mr.
Lugnut.
And Lugnut. And obviously he's done a fuck ton of other stuff as well, so that's Mr. David Kay.
Like, he is not a minor voice actor.
No, he's a big deal. We've also got Bob Skrt.
Bob Skrt?
Skrt, I think is how you say the name. He is or was a writer on Transformers Beast Machines and Prime as well. Does it say which episodes he did for Prime offhand?
He did the one, and I only know one, but he did the one where the Nemesis came alive.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that was alright.
But yeah, getting Bob Skrt, I think, is kind of an achievement, because I think he still has kind of an iffy relationship with the fandom after Beast Machines.
Oh, really? Oh, that's a shame.
Because him and Marty Eisenberg were the showrunners.
They got the brunt of the "this is wrong, this is terrible" kind of thing.
And like I think he did a thing where he tried to interact a lot with the fans, and then
Oh
regretted it.
no! If we've learnt anything between me and you today, Mike, it's never interact with the fans. It always leads to someone's sadness, unfortunately.
Nothing can be gained.
No, only
Sweaty
sadness.
nerds.
Mm-hmm. So Bob will be going. So be nice to him, please.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like he might need it.
Give him unsolicited hugs.
No, I would
No,
recommend
he wants
against that.
Nice back rubs as well.
Oh
Make
dear.
him feel comfortable.
Well, this is Mikey. I'm not endorsing this. Mikey is. It'll be Mikey's problem in the court of law in the future.
When he showed up at my house, just said they wouldn't stop hugging me.
This is your goddamn fault, Michael.
Hello,
How
sir.
did you find me? Oh, a handy chap called Andy gave me your address.
That why you arrived in a package? Yes. He paid shipping.
What a good lad. And we've also got the lovely squishable Mr. Josh Prayers, the Diamooch, who's going to be going as well, who's a colorist on many a book. And is also very good at just the pencils and drawings in general. So go and check out.
Definitely rub his back.
Oh, yes. Rub his belly as well.
Yeah.
Blow raspberries on his dummy.
You'll love it.
He will. Legit. And the last one, which was the newest one announced, is Dan Norris, the voice of Knockout in Transformers Prime. And again, a very, very high-level voice actor in the industry who's done lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff.
He was Batman.
Which Batman was he?
The
Brave and
second
the
best
Bold?
Batman.
What, Brave and the Bold?
Brave and the Bold.
I thought so. I wasn't entirely sure. I was taking a swing there. I was like,
The one where they did the episode where he nearly killed a man for murdering his parents.
That was a really weird show. It was so all over the place with, is this a happy, jumpy show, or is this a really bleak show?
Yeah, well, they did the adaptation of Emperor Joker,
Yeah,
where he dies a lot,
yeah.
and they showed it.
It was a very weird show.
Good show, though.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Not bad. But yeah, Darren Norris, like, if you've seen a cartoon in the 90s or 2000s on Cartoon Network, you can't get away from the man.
He's probably there.
I
He
think-
was also Fairly Odd Parents, I think, wasn't he?
Yeah, the one that sticks with me, I think it was a Dexter episode.
Oh, was he Dexter's dad?
No, but there was a character, he's like this Rex shooting ham thing. I remember his name was Rex, and he like had an eye patch and a gun for a leg, and he was just like, real man, bah! Like that kind of character archetype. And
Yeah.
that's how I was introduced to Darren Norris.
Oh, right, okay, weird.
And that I can see the character in my mind's eye still, and I haven't seen Dexter's Laboratory in a long time.
Wowzers, all right. Oh, that's cool. Any thoughts then, Mr. Mikey, on this stuff?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, do you think we'll get any more guests? Because it's coming up soon. I think it's like next month. Is that right?
March 15th.
Yeah, so not too far off. So
I'm sure they'll be able to. I mean, they've clearly got a low ballot going on.
Let's
Like,
have a look.
there's going to be a low guest turnout this time around, so they're going to have to get as many as they can, Andy.
Well, there's at least 2 weeks worth of filling up with more guest announcements.
One a day.
Jesus. 14 more guests. I could believe it. With this
Yeah.
kind of pace they're going at, I could easily buy it.
What if they just say that this year we've got Chris Ho to attend as a YouTube panel artist,
I'm
and
sure
there's
he'd be
whole-
pretty pumped with that.
holding Chris up like at the start of The Lion King.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, like, carrying him in on, like, a golden throne.
No, I'm thinking more of the GIF I saw yesterday, which was the baboon holds up Simba, and then pulls his arm back and throws him, and then all the animals
Oh.
start clapping.
That I love that gif. It's so good. Because he
Oh,
fucking launches Simba.
Rafiki, that's who it is.
Nope.
So just swap that but with Chris.
What, you mean Rafiki chucks Chris? Are you saying that Chris is Rafiki? And he
No.
chucks a baby lion?
I could see either, really, actually.
Yeah, it all kind of works at the end of the day.
Yep.
Well, I guess, Mr. Mikey, we can move on to what you been doing this week, my old buckaroo.
Buckaroo. I got confirmation the model stuff I ordered is in UK and will be on its way to Ireland next week.
How long has this been in the post now?
About 6 or 7 weeks.
Woof.
That kit is still sitting under my bed unopened.
Which one?
Nemesis.
Oh, right. Okay. Which one are you waiting for?
No, it's the paints and the modeling kit stuff and everything like that.
Oh, right. Okay.
So he's under the bed waiting, and I've just this shouldn't have taken this long.
Where did you order that stuff from?
Amazon.
Wow, they fucked you good.
They fucked.
Yeah. Jesus.
So that's on the way. I may have made a poor life choice and pre-ordered a couple of figures for the first time, possibly ever.
Yes, you may have mentioned that on the Twitter, and me and a few other people may have gone like, "Oh no, Mikey!
Yeah.
Oh no!"
So I will not admit anything, but I may have pre-ordered Lord Zed, and let's just call it a spade. I pre-ordered Deca Master.
There you go. I was going to say, don't make a bad life choice.
Yeah, from the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. Just cause I don't know why not.
Why not?
Didn't get a Tommy. I mean, that must be an achievement, unless they do Draken. And if they do Draken, I'll get Draken.
They probably will at some point. He's a pretty popular character, right?
You're a dick.
And like I said to you last night, it's not like Figure Arts are ever going to get around to Deca Master, so you may as well.
No matter how much people beg them.
Yeah.
I just have images of like a bunch of Japanese nerds banging on Bandai's door saying like, "We want one figure! We've made Kiva! We don't want that figure!"
I just imagine the Bandai executives just like, what is that sound in the distance? Ree, ree. Are those
They're
torches?
outside.
Ree. It's just a horde of rees. Ree.
Strangest things have happened.
Yeah, well.
So yeah, that's that's money spent.
That'll happen sometime soon, hopefully.
But
Yes, when are they coming out actually?
April, I think.
April. Okay, not too far off.
Not too far off. But I saw Lego Movie 2.
Oh, how is that? Because the first Lego Movie was a kind of surprise hit.
It's a very fun little film that is nowhere near as good as the first one.
I had a feeling that might be the case, and that's a bit of a shame. Is it still worth watching, would you say?
No, it's fun. It's just like the first film set an impossibly high bar. Is
it better than Lego Batman and Lego Ninjago? Because Lego Batman was very iffy.
I think it's more steady than Lego Batman.
Okay.
But it never hits the highs.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
But it's a fun film in and of itself. The car, I don't want to spoil anything from it because it is very, very easily spoiled. But it's set in like 5 years on from it's set in real time basically.
Right.
And that is kind of a thing. It's very much speaking to the people who were young children or sort of like just about to hit their teens. When the Lego Movie came out.
Oh, okay.
Like
yeah, because it has been a while since that movie came out now, I suppose.
But it is speaking directly to them.
Huh.
But no, like the plot is fun, simple. The villains are interesting enough. The acting's good. The animation's excellent.
Okay.
It's a very smiling movie. I smiled a lot, but I didn't laugh a lot.
Right. Yeah. You
It
felt
has
good when you watched it, though, clearly.
Yeah. It has problems with a lot of background characters who don't do anything. Like, if you are a fan of Unikitty, she has a relatively small role. And that's just a crime. And also, even Batman's a bit sidelined. He has a subplot, but it's not important.
Right.
Well, it is important, but it's not like it's much more focused on its message, and it is a message movie. But I will say there is a wonderful moment where Batman starts complaining about, like, I'm happy. I mean, I don't need to be with the love of my life. No, that's fine. That's good. She didn't want me anything. I'm happy being single. That's what the fans want. The fans want it. Everything's dark and brooding. I was just like, someone's been reading the Tom King run of Batman.
Oh yes, how's his marriage going?
Down the tubes. But no, like I had a problem with the overall message. I don't think it's as good as the message from the first movie.
Okay.
Also, there was a weird thing where I feel like Will Ferrell could barely be on. He must have had a scheduling conflict because he only has voice appearances in this one.
Huh.
And only 3 or 4. Like, even President Business isn't in it very long.
Right.
He's only in 2 scenes. And his wife is in it instead, and she is such a caricature. And way too goofy. She's having a serious scene, and then she steps on a Lego brick. Ha ha ha, we're gonna do this joke 3 times in a row.
No.
And, Lego Movie is the only movie I've ever seen where I like Will Ferrell.
Yes, well, do you not like Anchorman?
Second, okay, not Anchorman 2.
No, I would, yeah.
But he was good in Zoolander.
I think what you're trying to say is there are very few roles where Will Ferrell's not a
Pain in the
pain. Yeah. Might be a
Basically, I
lovely
can't
man in
think-
reality, of course. Might be lovely not in the movie.
He seems
Yes.
nice. But yeah, like it's maybe a 6 or 7 film, but it's a one you're gonna feel good about. The credits are amazing.
Oh.
The credits are so well done. I love them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just like there's just some weird stuff. Like the songs, I really didn't like this time around. And they do a rendition of Everything's Awesome, but one, I feel like that they're more like this song is in here because hey, this song became kind of a meme afterwards.
Yes.
Not hey, this song was a creepy, hey, everything's awesome. Don't look this way because I'm totally not killing you. That song was quite unnerving when you actually saw what was happening.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
Yeah. Also, there's like a Mad Max thing going on here, and I'm just like, okay, that seems like a dated reference.
It sort of does, doesn't it?
But no, it is fun. It is a fun movie. There's some cool characters. One character I like. One of the new characters I liked. She was fun. She doesn't do a lot in it, but I liked her what she did.
Okay.
She's a little space lady with a helmet.
Oh, yes.
No, I'd take it. I don't know if I'd say it's a go to cinema watch, but it's definitely a watch it when you get the chance kind of film.
Interesting.
And when I commented on Twitter, I got a retweet and a like from the producer and the director.
Oh, nice.
But they liked the one where I said it doesn't come anywhere near close to the highs of the original Lego movie, but that's an unrealistic expectation.
When they liked your tweet, did you then barrage them with questions about the movie and then promote the podcast?
And start throwing pictures of them of stuff like, I saw this Lego Movie 3 leak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Yeah. Some weird shit going on during the week, guys, that I will not get into here, but there's some weird shit. What else? Genlock episode 6. Holy shit.
Yes.
Was my repeated response for that half an hour. This is a really fucking good show. It's very, very, very good. And holy crap, that's dark. Like there is a character we find out what's going on with the enemy mech. That's dark. We find out what's going on with our main characters. That's pretty dark. We have some big fucking events that, guess what they end in, Andy?
Go on.
Pretty dark.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there is no humor in this one. There are no jokes. This is just like, oh no. But there's a really cool dance battle scene. Also, loads of crazy action in this one. Like, really well done. I'm loving the mech fights. They're just so well animated and so well. The use of cameras in them is very, very clever. Seriously, guys, I don't know how many episodes are going to be in this season. There's at least 2 more. It's really, really worth your time. It really is if you're into mech shows. It's one of the best just mecha shows I've seen in a good few years.
Cool.
It stands up very well. And like Rooster Teeth sometimes have a problem with acting, just because they get less experienced actors. One performance in this is just not up to snuff in my opinion, and it really does feel like give her a while, she'll get into it. She'll get it down.
Well, they actually have hired like more well-known actors for this show.
Well, Michael B. Jordan's the main character and the producer, so there is that. But there's a character I'll call Yaz, and I think some of the delivery her actress does just is not on the ball. But I think she'll be fine. Like, she's clearly got talent. She feels a bit inexperienced. But yeah, no, really, seriously, I can't tell you anything else about the episode. It's a massive spoiler, but just go watch it, guys. I watched about 12 episodes of So I'm a Slime, or So I Got Reincarnated as a Slime.
Oh, yes.
Which is kind of one of those Isekai Otherworld animes that is well regarded. It's a fun little show. It is not deep.
No.
And it is really suffering from and I got reincarnated into the world and therefore perfect.
Yes. Yeah, it very much has that. I would describe it very much as an easy-going, turn your brain off anime.
But it's fun, and it's not Sword Art Online.
Oh god, yeah, that's there's nothing likable about Sword Art Online. Like, I always thought that this slime show felt like you felt fairly happy while watching it. With Sword Art Online, it's very much Sigh. Oh, I felt a lot of sighing.
Yeah,
As
and
it
it
went
just
on.
won't go away now.
Yeah, it's ingrained.
Yeah. But no, there's not much else to say about it. Check it out if you want, but it's just a nice, simple, easy bit, fairly pretty. It's good. There was something else in the last couple of days. Oh, I've been reading a few comics. Some Spider-Mans, which are fun. And I read I'm up to date in the Batgirl run by Margaret Scott.
Okay.
Which I was just like 5 minutes in. Oh, look, something upsetting. Thanks, Margaret. If you're listening, thanks. But no, it's a good run, actually. It's mostly about like her conflicting with her dad. As both Batgirl and Barbara. Yeah, only two. Yeah. Kamen Rider Geo. The plotting in this episode was all over the place. One of the main characters did a complete 180 in their personality.
Yay! Good writing.
Suddenly went from like bump to bump, and like you can see the logic steps, but it was bump to bump.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, like there's times when the show is actually entertaining, and times when they just feel like the guy who did Ninja is doing it. But hey, they have confirmed Decade's coming back, so I'm happy.
So I think we're a safe amount into the show to make a decision of like it's clearly not going to be one of the what me and you would class as the good writer shows.
Yeah, it's not one of the ones where like I've always said, like Build is not one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But if someone comes up to me and says Build is their favorite, I will nod and say I get it.
Yeah, it's solid. It's not for us. It wasn't amazing, but it's like this is fun.
Average.
Okay.
Very average in my opinion, but it's average isn't bad.
No,
it's watchable.
Yes.
But speaking of Build, random thing today, I ended up watching the sub of the stage show. Yes. Build Final Stage. That was interesting. I think these are written with at least the main writer's involvement. So it's like set. It turns out an extra adventure happened in between killing a vault and the new world forming. And yeah, there's some fun action. There's a lot of leaning on the fourth wall. I like these stage shows. I haven't seen many, but they seem fun. Oh my god, the bromance is in full effect. Like full effect. Like I'm surprised that the amount of like love between these two men didn't wash over the audience and they all just started hugging randomly. 'Cause, my god, there is man love. There is tight man love. And also like there's a thing at the end where I'd have to spoil the end of Build to tell you what was going on, but and since if you haven't seen Build, give it a shot. It is a good show. Like I said, there's just a few things ending and I would say we would have more problems with than others, but
yes,
it's a solid show. And probably one of the strongest finales. Like in like a 5-episode period, it's just really strong. But there's a bit at the end that makes a lot of the stuff where he goes around and at the end of the show meeting up with characters feel much harsher. And it's like, oh no, this is much worse because they were all friendly and loved you. They loved you. But no, it's fun. It was a fun one. It's up there on the downloads if people want to watch it. All right, I'm getting there. Today I am up to just started episode 6 of Rise of the Shield Hero.
Okay. So that's nearly up to date, I think, or is it up to date?
Yeah, episode 7, I think, is what they've got out.
Let's have a look. Yes, episode 7.
Philo has just been introduced.
Giant chicken.
She's amazing.
Giant chicken. Every time you see her, you must scream giant, or just say giant chicken.
Giant chicken. Yeah, if you have seen ReZero, there are a lot of similarities in the overall structure.
Yes.
Not in the themes and execution of those themes. It's kind of like, what if Subaru had a really bad day and then they just didn't stop?
Yeah.
Without, but yeah, it's I said on Twitter, like, ReZero is having a guy who kind of hates himself being elevated to the best version of himself. This is about a guy who feels perfectly normal about himself and has the rug pulled out from under him and is made into kind of as far down as he can go.
And then comes back from it.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, because of who he is, even as far down as he can go, he'll never go to the full dark.
Yeah.
But he can go to a place where he is a very difficult person to engage with.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's well plotted, well paced. The other heroes are it's interesting how they are enacting them. I kind of expected them to be played a bit differently, a bit more vicious.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I was expecting was, okay, it turns out he's the real hero and everyone else is just kind of an asshole. Like, everyone else is kind of an asshole, but not in a... And look, they're eating children.
Yeah, they're an asshole because they kind of feel like just douchey people rather than outright, I'm a villain.
Yeah, they also take an interesting role. Like, usually in these things, the guy who gets sucked into the other world is, oh, I'm such a gaming nerd.
Yes.
I know all these things. And he's the admitted nerd, but he's the nerd who's into books and stuff. He doesn't game heavily.
Well, it's not that. It's because the other heroes have virtual reality games, but in his world, which is our world, we don't have that technology.
It's not just that. Like, they're going on, like, about, is it an MMO? Is it da-da-da-da-da-da? And then it's like, oh, well, in these kind of online games, no one plays the Shielder because it's boring.
Mm.
But, like, that is online gaming. And he doesn't know any of the conventions of fantasy gaming. So he's learning a lot as he goes along. I found that interesting. It's a nice subversion.
Mm.
But no, he's a good character. I like him. He's interesting. It's like the fact that he, like, even as the show goes on, he's constantly always like, oh, that person's very kind. Are they?
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah, because shit happens in the first episode that would be very hard to forgive.
Mm-hmm.
And does not seem to be happening for any reason other than cruelty, really.
Yes. Yeah.
What's her name? Raftalia she's fun.
She's a good girl.
She is wonderful, and she is a nice raccoon.
Mm-hmm.
And she does not want to be a nice raccoon. She does not want to be seen as a good girl.
No,
but she's getting increasingly more annoyed by the fact she is seen as a good girl.
Yes.
Yeah. But she's fun. Kind of a dark intro, but then when it plays into the characters and everything else, it makes perfect sense.
Yep.
What's
going to happen when she's like level 100? What's she going to look like?
Think the most anime woman. Think High School of the Dead.
That would be amazing if, as she goes through levels, her physical appearance changes to different anime styles.
Yeah. Oh man, now you're making me wish that.
Yeah, that would be so fucking weird.
Yeah. But no, like, it's really. I think this one is worth your time. Hopefully, it'll keep up the quality. The interesting thing, and I looked this up. The manga and the light novels are still ongoing, right?
Yes.
But the original novel this is all based off of is over.
Oh, right. I didn't know it was based off a novel.
And has been for a good few years. Or at least a couple of years, 2 or 3 years. So apparently this is going to be a full 25 episodes.
What is a complete series?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm wondering if we're going to get the full narrative. That'd be nice. I mean, from what I was seeing, the novel doesn't seem to be as long as ReZero, so...
Right, that's interesting. Look, maybe a little bit sad, depending on if they have to rush stuff as we go.
True. But it would be nice to have a full story.
It would be. That is a plus.
ReZero, love it. Like, absolutely anime of the year. But it is frustrating when you like they picked a good spot to end the season, but they definitely were ending a season.
Yes.
And with animes, there's always that doubt because they do not have that guarantee that a lot of series have.
Yeah, they didn't know that it was going to be good. And it's been, 2 years, 3 years since ReZero Season 1 ended?
2018, wasn't it?
No.
I'm going to check that.
I don't think so.
There's an OVA out in October, but that no one subbed, which is annoying the hell out of me. ReZero, because, I mean, they were only just getting the One Punch Man. Season 2. ReZero, the anime, came out in... load you, bitch. It's not loading.
Mikey.
2016.
So, I was closer, I suppose.
Yeah, so
3 years.
Yeah. But late 2016, so it's 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think, again, One Punch Man is only now getting sequel series.
From a different company as well,
yeah,
so we'll see how that goes.
I have to admit, I've really turned against One Punch Man as a series.
Oh, why?
Just because all it had was pretty.
No, I think it was fun.
It was fun.
It's not like a deep anime, but it was
that's
fun
the thing.
watch.
Like, I think it fell into the trap of being like it was trying to do a parody of shonen stuff.
Oh yeah.
But I think it fell into the trap of doing it too well.
Okay.
And I'm concerned that we're going to have that getting... Like, I'm not interested in 6 episodes of someone picking a fight and then having Saitama show up.
No, I think the
Especially
only
since
way
you've
that
got-
you make that show interesting is if you go more into the Hero League. But even
Yeah.
then, it's like, I think the one season was probably enough. I'll give another season a try, but, you know,
I'm not
we'll wait
looking
and see.
forward to it. I think the first season is worth watching, but I'm not looking forward, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
But yeah, Shield Hero I'm into it. I saw a weird thing, which was like, best Isekai heroes, and just like one of the things, well, obviously Subaru's just a terrible character. And I was just like, did we watch the same fucking show?
Yeah.
Because he's great. I mean, he does terrible things, but they're understandable given the context.
He's no Kazuma, though.
Cool.
Hey,
Cool.
yo. He is the least scummy person, probably. Well, actually, is he the least scummy person?
No, he's not. He's
I
just
don't
the only
know.
one with an ounce of common sense.
They're all scummy. I love
That's
Konosuba.
Yeah, Konosuba's amazing. But the entire point is that they're all terrible people.
They're all trash. That's a great show. I hope for
Yeah, it's
another
great.
season of that, actually.
Oh, please, just keep it going, man.
Yeah.
Apparently that story is wrapped up as well.
Oh, okay. But there
So
are
we could
lots
get
of
it.
spin-offs, I know.
Oh god, yes. But I think the main like novels or whatever it's based on, that's done.
Yeah.
So again, keep an eye out. I don't know if I'd want an ending because Konosuba
No.
doesn't end. It doesn't have a goal.
No, because Kazuma should never get to the happy goal he wants.
No, and like
he should
even if
live in
got it to-
perpetual agony.
even if he got to it now, he'd be like he wouldn't understand what it's like. They're not here. I can sleep. He's just staring there all night. No one's trying to annoy me or do anything weird.
There are no explosions. Explosions.
He's just wandering around Tokyo, just like I can't sleep. Why? No one's trying to kill me.
Oh, that would be awful if he went back to his normal life. Ugh.
Oh man. And then he dies again, and Aqua's the first thing he sees, and he's just like, send me back. Send me back. I love you. Send me back.
You been up to anything else then, Mr. Mikey?
One, but that'll lead into you because I think you watched some of it as well. I watched episode 5 of Tokusatsu Gaga Gaga.
Okay, I watched episode 2.
Cool. Episode 5 is really fun. It's a low-key episode, and it's basically them 4 girls nerding out over their various interests.
Oh, neat.
And in this case, it's like, let's do a Graver shoot, but with toys.
Oh,
Which is basically combining the I love Graver stuff with I love toy stuff. And it's fun, and it's good crack. And then there's a really sweet moment at the end involving a young girl whose mother is trying to get her to get a doll, and she wants to get a toy of a Toku hero on a bike. And it's just very sweet and very well handled, and there's only 2 episodes left, and I can't take it.
especially since you told me it was based off of a manga which is still
100
ongoing.
Again, something I checked today, 161 chapters.
Yeah, 7 episodes.
7
Motherfucker.
episodes. Motherfucker.
Mm.
Wholesome. Such a good show.
And
Again,
apparently very popular as well, you said.
Yeah, trending all week, apparently.
That's good.
Episode 6 was a big seller over in Japan. Not subject, so I don't know. But yeah, episode 2, that's when she meets Yoshida, isn't it?
Yes, she meets her first Toraiga lady.
Who likes the butt.
Yes, Toraiga's ass. She's a big fan. That was fun. It was good. I again really enjoying it. It's very relatable and it's very sweet. And I like she even met Yakuza shop owner man as well.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah, only briefly right at the end, but it's like, oh yeah, this is man. It makes you feel good watching it, and you're like, this is relatable. Man, her mum's a bit of a bitch though.
Oh, yes.
I knew as soon as she said no to the house key, she was going to start crying. I was like, I would just say no to that. I'd just be like, no, I don't care.
Just pushes her over. But it's like the more you like, just seeing the backstory of the mother, it's like, it's really the commentary on the conservative nature of older generations in Japan versus
Yes.
the growing one that is there.
Yeah.
And the pressures you put on them, and you know what? She wants to play with it. She wants to play with the action toys. Let her play with the action toys.
Yeah. Yeah, very controlling kind of parent, which, maybe not just conservative Japan, but is relatable to all places in the world as well.
It's the bit where she has her entire life planned out.
Yeah, that's
a
weird.
little, but that's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's like, You can
She's
have a
married
baby by now
30.
and quit by then, and you can have a house, and it's just like,
Oof.
whoa, I'm backing up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what else are you up to, Andy?
Yeah, I did that. I watched episode 7 of the Rising of the Shield Hero. I won't go into it too much as Mikey hasn't seen it. Again, it's enjoyable. It does as well touch on It actually touches on. Do you remember randomly in one of the episodes earlier that you've seen, Mikey? They said that the spear hero cured a place of a famine.
Yeah.
They make a reference to that again, which is quite nice. I was like, oh, that's neat. They're actually connecting these things together in a nice way. Did it do? I watched Fate Grand Order, the First Order, which is a spin-off Fate series which links into the mobile game Grand Order.
Right.
It's not very good.
Right.
Because it is it's basically an hour prelude story to go into the game. So things aren't super really well fleshed out, I would say. And it's meant to be just kind of flat. It is literally just there to get you to then go onto the game and then spend money on like loot. Yeah, not loot boxes. Well, maybe it is loot boxes. I haven't played the game, but I know that you acquire characters through money and other kind of hard grinding stuff. So it's a gateway into that. So I wasn't too thrilled by it. I was like, yeah, all right, whatever. What else did I get up to? I did some more game modeling. So I made some of my crypt horrors from my Flesh Eater courts, but I also customized them. So I gave one a little hat with a feather in it. I cut off one of their hands and attached a new hand to it with a new weapon. And I also got some cork to make some rock basing for them as well. So that took some time and it was fun to do. I'm not sure how well they've turned out, but I'm fairly happy with how they look, and they look a bit more fancy than how they did previously. So that's something. I've been doing obviously more Battlefleet Armada Gothic 2, recording stuff for Gruff, and sending over more episodes to him. So that's also taken some time. And then it's just been more Enterprise. And something I've really noticed with Enterprise Season 2 is sometimes those episodes just end. Like, Season 2 especially just has ends of episodes where they're talking and it's just like, and we're done. The episode's over. It just kind of cuts off. And you're like, oh, that didn't really feel like a satisfying end. And I was thinking to myself, did Next Gen and Deep Space Nine have a good, satisfying end to their stories? And I was like, I'm pretty sure they did.
Well, they were pretty strict on the 3-act structure.
Yeah, and with Enterprise, it feels like it takes a while for the story to get going. It gets into the story, and then they kind of rush the conclusion. And like I say, they'll have a conversation, and you're like, okay, it's going to continue over to a bit of an uplifting message, and it's just like, no, end of the episode. Music comes up, and you're like, oh, okay, that's strange.
Been a long road. What?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just more noticeable in Season 2, where it has this bizarre cutoff point in an episode. But hey ho, never mind. It's still enjoyable, but yeah, a strange choice. And that's all that's really worth talking about, I think, for this week, Mr. Mikey. So I guess this is a good place to end it, unless you have any questions from the audience.
I have one from Twitter, which I only just got, but I figured I'd do it here because it saves me having to type on Twitter, which can get annoying.
Yay!
And this is from Matteo Potato. Yes. On Twitter. After hearing you guys talk about Kamen Rider and seeing some clips from Amazon, I'm diving in. Where's a good place to start?
That's a very difficult question. Actually, it kind of isn't.
I don't know. Yeah.
Because they are standalone. It depends how deep you want to go in. Like, how do you want to set your expectations really high?
I don't know. Like, it's a difficult one. Like, I would not say check out Decade first. Everyone says check out Decade first. It's wrong structure for those kind of things. It gives you a glimpse into the power sets and a couple of the gimmicks and stuff from every single series that came before it.
Yep.
But that's all it does. And it spoils huge plot points, which I think is a big problem when you're going in fresh, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
Like, I started with Deno.
I mean, that's a good solid show. It's
and
a bit more Sentai kind of light in places.
It's structured very differently from a lot of Kamen Rider shows. A lot of people, I think, would say go double.
That's a good place. It's a good show.
Good show. Not the best show in my opinion. For a lot of people, it's like a very high bar, but it's a great show. It's really fun, and it got good characters, and it kind of combines a lot of the best of what works for Kamen Rider.
It has. How long does it take to get into it? It like 15 episodes or so before it kicks off.
10 plus. See,
it's more than 10. It's definitely more than 10.
There's a lot of standalone things early on which work actually fairly well, but there's also the one where they're doing the dance battle that didn't work. It's that is one thing when you're going into these are long shows. Yeah. So for a lot of them, you basically sit down and go through, and there will be a period where the show is learning what it is. Yeah. Because frequently these shows are planned out in general aspects, but a lot of the specifics are not finalized.
It's in some ways because of that, it is hard to recommend people a show, because usually, like, maximum amount of episodes it usually takes to get an idea of if you like the show and the show's found its feet. It's like 20 episodes. By that point, they have found their feet and they're getting into the story at that point. Yeah. Well, obviously, that's a lot of hours.
If I was
Gaim's the shortest kind of lead in before it gets good, but it is a more, I'd say it's a more rocky start to it.
I'd say Xade is the shortest, just because Xade just goes plot and goes.
But Gaim goes, like, I think it's 8 episodes. And then it starts going with. I'd say with Xade, it's a bit more, because it's only once Black Xade is revealed to be the character who it is when it picks up from there.
That's early though. That's only episode 6.
Is it episode 6? Oh, well, there you go.
Build is another one I would say if you're gonna watch that has good pacing to it, because Build's very arc structured, so very aware of its pacing. I wouldn't say start with Xade.
It's so good, but no.
It's so good, but like I wouldn't say you start with Xade, Oz, or Gaim. I think
but they're all so good.
I wouldn't start with Blade either.
Oh, it's so good. Well, it starts off that show starts off super rocky though. To be fair,
yeah, it has a really rough start, and then like it suddenly gets brilliant.
Yeah,
but I think Gaim. I think they set like Xade is just like for some people it's a hurdle you have to get over what it is. Oz I think has quite a flat start and then goes brilliant.
Yes.
Gaim, I think you need to have expectations for what Rider is for Gaim really to work, because one of the things Gaim does is very on play on your subversions of those expectations.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
The where the pose comes from.
Yes.
Simple things like that, because it's the only show, or why there's a jingle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it sounds like Double might be the one you'd recommend, or Deno.
I wouldn't. Deno was probably not the one for me to start with. If you want the older stuff, I'd start with Kuga. I just would. The graphics haven't aged particularly well, but it's basic, easy structure, very easy entrance, and it's enjoyable. The only difference is it only has the one rider, so it does break the formula that will be set up later on. I
always had the problem with those shows that it felt like it really meandered as it was getting all of the toy forms down. And then with Kuga the stronger forms.
Yeah, Kuga has quite a few toy forms. I would say Build or Double really are the two I'd say are good entry-level shows. Build does challenge you quite a bit very quickly, but I think that rapid pacing that it has makes it easier for newbies.
Wouldn't be a bad idea to start with this era's first show, which was Double, either.
Yeah, Double, like, another good thing, Double sets up a norm. Like, there is a very direct shift in a lot of structures and things.
Yeah.
After Double will set up the norm. Also, it's got the best movie. If you want to watch one of the movies, A to Z, it's just the best Rider movie.
Yeah.
So, because most Rider movies aren't very good. So it's that.
Generally, be prepared for some ropey CGI sometimes. By CGI, I mean like with Double, especially episode 2, where he's finding the T-Rex stuff.
Yeah.
That's ropey. Fuck.
They do not have a good budget for these things. They do their best with it.
Yeah.
But also be prepared for, like, don't fall in love with anything early on in these shows.
Never love.
Never love. Gimmicks, forms, people. Because some of them will get shelved as new toys come out, or as new, like, the original direction of the show shifts. etc. But yeah, I would go with double. That would be my suggestion. Would you put any other ones forward?
I mean, I think we both discussed it fairly fluidly there. I think double is a safe bet, and then you work on to mine and Mikey's favorite ones.
Yeah,
though it feels bizarre to not recommend those ones as your first ones because we love them so much.
Oh my, they are very, 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 very good.
Yeah.
But I also saw a Twitter account today that said Exade is trash. So
fuck you.
There are crazies out there.
If we wanted to be mean, we could recommend once a week instead of incredibly mediocre.
Kiva.
Oh,
Kiva.
I thought you were gonna say a wizard.
Oh no, Wizard makes me angry. Wizard had everything to make it work.
The wound's still fresh, isn't it?
Do you know what? Some people get a lot of good out of it. Drive might be a good one as well.
Drive's okay.
We never connected with Drive, but Drive has a lot of hardcore fans.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with Drive. It's just I didn't feel it had the hit. I'd put it in the average area.
Don't start with Ghost.
Oh no, Lord no, Lord no. Baby Jesus no.
Forza, whether you like it or don't, it's another one of those weird shows. So I think you need to be more familiar with rider conventions before you go straight into Forza as a Westerner adult, because you are obviously coming into this with a perspective that is not I am a small child watching TV.
I'd put a preference on that unless you're a fan of Sentai shows already, because it's much more in line with those thought how it thinks and how it presents stuff. It's more Sentai.
No, yeah, that's what I think anyway.
Yeah, agreed. Was that it?
Yeah, that's it for me. Anything on your end?
No, it's not as far as I know, at least at this point in time. So, Mr. Mikey, where can people find you on the internet if you want them to?
You can find me on Twitter as Irish Pillow. You can find me on YouTube as ULV3. You can send us feedback, guys, on Twitter. You can send it on Facebook, and our email address is themoonbase2@gmail.com. And you can also send us feedback over on Patreon if you are a member. We would love to hear from you. We love having questions and responses and thoughts and things. Andy, what about you?
You can find me on Twitter, CCTFW, on YouTube as Cobra Commander TFW. You can find this podcast on the Moonbase 2 forums, so on Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn, most of those fancy RSS places, those feeds and whatnot. You can head over to patreon.com/moonbase2, and if you do $2 each month, you get the extended version of From the Files of Teletran 2, and you get it a week early. We will be doing it this week.
Yes, we will, because it occurred to me yesterday that I needed to.
And you also get Moonbase Woo Woo, which will go up this week, where me, Mikey, and Mr. Jason Kirk talk about SSSS Gridman, and we will generally talk about non-transformery things on there for funsies.
Funsies.
Yeah, and you can find all my nonsense and Woo Woo on the on the ccbunker.weebly.com. So thank you again, Mr. Mikey, for joining me this week for another talky woo-woo nonsense malarkey.
Thank you for being pretty.
And until next week, everybody, we will catch you next time.
Take care, kids. Yeah.